All right, it is 7:01 a.m. It's early. It's Tuesday. Normally, this is on a Wednesday, but guess the fuck what? I got a special guest on today. But before I get into today's podcast, I want to thank Blackstone Labs for sponsoring me, sponsoring this podcast. And you can get 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. That is 20% off your entire order, blackstonelabs.com. Proteins, branched-chain amino acids, pre-workouts, thermogenics, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to achieve in the gym, Blackstone Labs can help you. You can get 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. Also, too, John Anderson's Transformation, Thrive, Deep Body Motivation. I am going through the process right now. I've lost almost 18 pounds. I'm getting shredded. I'm getting bigger. And you know what? If you want to change your life, if you want to develop your body into the way you want to develop into, you want to become something you feel is not. I am 38, about to be 39, and I'm making this transformation easily, seamlessly. And you can go through it too with John Anderson. Just use the link in the notes. CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. That is CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. No job too big, no job too small, residential, commercial, it does not matter. CH Concrete can help you. Just mention the Angry Dad and they'll take care of you. Hemp bombs, CBD. If you are not taking CBD, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Let me tell you something right now. I used to wake up stiff. My back used to hurt. When I'd wake up in the morning, I'd feel like absolute shit. When you try to stretch when you're in bed just so you can get out of bed, that's not what you want. But if you take CBD, put it under your tongue, a few drops of the oil, and guess the fuck what? Rested, relaxed, and recovered. You wake up feeling stupendous. I use the oil, but you know what? They also have gummies. They also have creams. They also have pills you can take, drinks. Everything works. I use it. You can get high quality CBD. Just use the link in the notes. 20% off your entire order. Hempbombs.com. Now let's get into today's podcast. I have Flat Earth Dave here. And let me tell you something right now. You know, I don't know too much about Flat Earth. I've watched some videos. I've seen the Netflix special. And you know what? I love aliens. I love ghosts. I watch Ancient Aliens, Finding Bigfoot. I'm always watching all this theoretical shit on YouTube. And you know what? Dave popped up and he was willing to come teach me something new today.
Well, thanks for having me, Angry Dad. I appreciate it. I love your sponsors at the beginning. I'm actually gonna try your weight room stuff and the CBD because I woke up with such a stiff neck this morning. I need to relax. So,
oh yeah,
I'm in. So, first thing I'm going to teach you is Netflix was a hit piece done, a deceptive piece. To keep it short, they re-edited everything to make it look like the opposite of what happened. And they we're literally entering on the lawsuit with them right now, not with the filmmakers who are supposed to give us all the raw footage. And they're like, oh, no, we can't. We signed a deal with Netflix. And basically they lied about everything. Complete and total lies. I'm going to show you that on today's show.
All right.
So before your listeners tune out, before you get rid of everybody, I'm going to throw it out at the beginning. I'm offering 3 Bitcoins for 1 proof of the globe. I have a simple challenge. It's very easy. And if you think this is stupid, come claim your 100+ grand in Bitcoin. So there's two things that people that think flat Earth is stupid have in common. One, they don't even know their own model, and we're going to prove that today. And 2, the idea of what they think flat Earth is absolutely ridiculous. And I would laugh at flat earthers too if that's what they actually thought. I mean, if you Google flat Earth, you end up at the Flat Earth Society, right? The Flat Earth Society is a government-run disinformation site. They'll show you pictures like this. This is not what flat Earth is. This is stupid. Okay. And people say there's no proof of flat Earth. There's a million proofs of the globe, and flat Earth is stupid. Well, the polar opposite is true, right? Globe Earth is the dumbest thing in the world. I actually have another offer: 100 Bitcoins for anything dumber than the globe. Okay, anything dumber than the helio-nonsensical model. Real quick, in the heliocentric model, people believe that we're spinning. Do you know how fast they think we're spinning?
I'm not too sure.
Okay, no, and most people don't get this wrong. You know, we have people doing shows, doing street activism, traveling the country, doing it at flea markets, and they offer $100 to anybody that can answer 3 simple questions about the globe. First one is, how fast is it spinning? Well, you failed. At the equator, it's spinning 1,000 miles an hour. By the way, they've never lost $100. They've been doing it forever, and no one even knows the simplest questions about their model. We're orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour. Orbiting. That's when we're going around tonight. We're speeding up and slowing down, but basically going 66,600 miles an hour. All right, let me show you how fast that is. This is the hypersonic sled. Mach 8.4. Watch it. Get ready. Here it comes. Did you see it?
Yeah.
I'll show you again. That's Mach 8.4. We're orbiting the sun 10 times faster than that in the helio-nonsensical model. Okay. 10 times faster. I'll show you one more time. 10 times faster than that. And we're chasing the sun. Ready? Here comes, and boom. You can't even see it. We're chasing the sun at over 500,000 miles an hour. That's 90 times faster than that. Okay. These are ridiculous things. We're moving in all of these curved trajectories. Curved is different than straight. I say in a car driving 100 miles an hour on the most beautiful smooth road ever, get a dinner plate, fill it with water, and you're probably okay if you got steady hands. Let that car start taking the slightest turn. What's going to happen to that water? It's going to slosh all over the place. And that's just from a slight turn, maybe going 100 miles an hour. We're going these hypersonic speeds, changing all of these directions. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And then we have, water that's calm like this, perfectly calm lakes. This is impossible. I call it impossible. So if we're not a disk floating in space with other, round planets or other disk planets, what are we? So where we live is, and when I say flat Earth, there's hills and valleys and trenches in the ocean. We've seen it all. Okay. But the plane that we live on is stationary with hills and valleys. And the way you can tell it's flat is look at water. Large bodies of water, anything bigger than a bucket of water. So don't give me the drop of water is round nonsense. At rest, lay flat. Large bodies of water at rest, lay flat, testably, measurably, scientifically, provably flat. They tell us the Earth is 70% water. I think it's a lot more. And it's flat. So how many stretches of flat oceans do you need to make a sphere? A lot, right? Or an infinite number, or it doesn't work. So where do we live? Where do we live then? So we live in what I call the Antarctic Basin. They don't tell you that they don't tell you in school Antarctica is the highest land on Earth, right? They tell you Antarctica is a continent at the bottom of the ball. Okay, about 12,000 miles in circumference. If you went around, it's about 12,000 miles, right? But that's not the case at all. Anyone that's tried to go around Antarctica, they can't do it because it's 60 to 70,000 miles. Wait a minute. If the equator is only 24,000 miles around, how's the bottom bigger than the equator? And the answer is because we live in the Antarctic Basin, right? All of the continents are surrounded by water, and all of the water is surrounded by its container, which is the land of Antarctica. Okay. And so what's out here in the outer space? I don't know. No one's allowed to go out there. That's interesting. We talk about that. What's beyond there? We don't know. What's above as far high as we can get as civilians? We don't know because everything NASA tells us is a lie. NASA hasn't even been where they say they've been. So where do you want to start?
Let's start with gravity. I've seen stacks of videos trying to explain gravity in flat Earth. And so, apparently gravity is supposed to be central in the center of Earth. And that's what pulls us and keeps us onto this planet and what keeps the water still and what keeps us in this globe. So in a flat Earth theory, if gravity is central and that's what everything gets pulled to the center, right? Or that's what I'm trying to figure out is with the flat Earth.
We're going to answer that.
All right.
So let me ask a question. You have any bodies of water where you live, near you? Lakes, rivers, mountains?
Yeah. I'm in the Bay Area. I'm right next to the ocean, and I got plenty of rivers and lakes.
Okay, so imagine all of the water in the bay, and somehow you put a big plastic bag around it, and then you lifted it up. How much does that weigh?
A tremendous amount.
Trillions of pounds, right? You can't even fathom how heavy it is. Yeah. But you can jump up and down. How's gravity holding that on upside down in Australia? If you believe that gravity's holding that on, as I screw up here, I'm looking for a video which moved. Supposedly everyone's upside down in Australia. The thing is, down is down for me. I'm in Connecticut. You're in the Bay Area. Down is down for you. Yeah. Down is not up for people in Australia. Down is down. Okay. Down is down for everybody. Up is up for everybody. Left and right are different. It depends on which direction you're facing. Forward and backwards are different. It's like if we had our backs to each other, your forward is my backwards. Right. So what causes gravity? If you ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, do you know what he says about gravity? He's the high priest of scientism. He says We don't know what it is. We don't know. They've got the theory of gravity. It's never been proven. People think it's a proven thing. And as a matter of fact, it's such a theory that it doesn't work without dark matter. Okay. What's dark matter and dark energy? They say the universe is filled with 96% dark matter and dark energy because without it, gravity wouldn't work. Therefore, it has to exist. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
That's pseudoscience. It's complete and total nonsense. So what is gravity? The Earth has a testable negative charge to it. Testable, measurable, scientifically provable negative charge. As you lift off the Earth, there's voltage in the air. We believe that there's a firmament over us, a dome of some sort, and it's positively charged. Okay. And we live in this electric system where the sun is the cathode, the moon is the anode. As salt water carries the current, the land is a salt bridge, and we live in this giant battery system. Well, that negative charge of the Earth does not move. So the Earth does not move. So it has an attraction. It just says, hey, down is this way. Now, there's some controversy. There's some people that say you don't need the downward force. I believe that you do need a downward force, and I'll explain it in a second. But the Earth has this negative charge, and we can test this. We can overcome that negative charge by just creating a stronger negative charge, and it defies gravity, right? Yeah. So it says down is down, but then buoyancy and density are what does all the work. They say gravity is a weak force, just like the weak force of the negative charge that we're claiming it is. And then if I had a handful of like tennis balls and rocks and a helium balloon, I let them go over a body of water, the balloon's going to go up. The balls and the rocks are going to go down. The balls are going to sit on top of the water, and the rocks are going to go to the bottom. And that's because buoyancy and density sort everything else out, right? Here's the picture so far. You believe this is going on in Australia, okay? Right? This is insanity, right? Airplanes fly straight and level over an Earth plane. We'll get into that. They fly from one destination to another in a straight line. They don't nose down and fly over a ball. That's just crazy. And no pilot would ever say that they do that, except one, troll pilot. But all pilots say that they don't do that. Their gyroscopes prove it. We don't fly like this. We fly like this. Okay. So I was going to tell you something else about, so buoyancy and density. So here's the thing. The argument, this is going a little advanced, but it's very simple. Some people say it's just buoyancy and density. Everything goes down because down is the way there is. But I said, imagine you're holding a rock and I snap my fingers and the Earth disappeared. How would it know which way down is? Yeah. It doesn't matter how dense it is or how light it is. It doesn't know which way down is. Earth is down. The sky is up. That's all you got to know.
Okay. Now I want to get into this here. This is a question. You're talking firmament.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand what the firmament is or what it's made of, if that's what's above us. We just recently, Jeff Bezos went to the highest reaches of space he can get. Yeah. And, apparently we go to space. And, if we're traveling in space and gravity's holding us towards it, what I want to know is this firmament breachable, or is it just as solid?
I got my Jeff Bezos went to space glasses on. Cool story, bro. Right? Even, every time we expose their nonsense, they move the globe post, we say. And just the other day, Neil deGrasse Tyson came out and goes, Jeff didn't go to space. He just went really high. He was like a 0G plane. And that's exactly what happened. He didn't go anywhere. Here's, that's not Bezos. Bezos is this one. First, a giant dick went into space. And you know what else was amazing? The rocket ship also looked like a giant dick.
Okay? Hey, it definitely had that Dr. Evil look.
And look what they show us. They love their sexual innuendos. Look at this thing. What's it doing? Okay.
Exactly.
What's it doing? This is they're childish in their in the stuff they do. NASA writes like sex in the clouds on their photos of Earth. It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. So all he did was go into a 0G flight.
Yeah.
right? You know what a zero G plane
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
So, and they always have the girl with the long hair. Here's Branson.
Yeah.
And that's to dazzle you. Think about this. Yeah, were you ever in the military or no?
No.
All right. So, what do they do the first thing you go to the military? They shave your head, but they let women with long hair on the space station. Okay.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. Zero G flight. They did some filming. They edited it together. They said that he had 4.5 minutes of space, all right,
Yeah.
of floating. Well, where's the 4.5 minute video? They only show you like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
There's nothing longer than 4 or 5 seconds. This
Yeah.
is a zero G flight.
Yeah.
They're showing us longer clips on some of these. You get like 25 to 45 seconds. So all of space is fake. Wait a minute, Dave, how can all of space be fake? Once you're proven a liar, you're a liar. So if you look at, and my favorite one is here on the space station, look at that lemon. They got a lemon up there and
Yeah.
something went wrong. Look, right through his hand. This is a virtual reality, CGI, augmented reality lemon.
Yeah.
So they're using green screens and glitches happen all the time. Everything that was floating glitched out.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You definitely think next to a satellite it'd be fine.
Next to a satellite. So a satellite, let's talk about satellites. Satellites are nonsense. You know, was it Arthur C. Clarke? Did he invent satellites? Someone wrote a book about satellites and, you know, in a novel, a fiction novel. And then all of a sudden satellites were real. I mean, think about this. Satellites, this is supposedly what's going on up there. These satellites are falling around the earth. The geostationary ones are matching the spin of the earth. They're matching the speeding up and slowing down orbit of the earth and the chasing of the sun. Everything's chasing the sun. And somehow these satellites stay up in perfect space. That's nonsense. NASA is the largest owner of helium companies. I think they own all the helium companies, and they're the largest consumer of helium. They admit they put these things up on balloons, but people don't care. Nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. It's unbelievable how obvious it is. Satellites are crashing all over the earth, and they have one thing in common. They have giant helium balloons attached to them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
and yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, finish. I wanted to hear what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying that, you know, this is going on all the time. You know, and people go, my grandfather or my father works for an aerospace company. My father works for NASA. A lot less people work for NASA than you realize, but there are people that work there that are good people. They're just compartmentalized. They don't know, right? You know, somebody interviewed one of the controllers from the moon missions, and they said that they practiced so many times in simulations that when the real thing happened, they couldn't tell the difference between the simulation and the real thing. I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's you know what's crazy? The globe is crazy. Dumbest thing ever. When we're done, I defy you to find something dumber than the heliocentric globe model.
All right, well, let's get into that globe model and the design it came from, because, like I said, you know, one of the things that we learned when we were in school right away is that the Earth, the people thought the Earth was flat, and that we were the center of the universe. But then it started slowly changing, and what ended up happening, and who developed, and the reason for developing this globe, you know, scenario here that we're talking about, you know, like what is the purpose to convincing people that the globe is
why the lie? Why the lie? My favorite question of all. So first, there's a lot of assumptions in what you said. First, you were told that the Greeks figured it out 2,000 years ago with Eratosthenes, right? So Eratosthenes said, hey, the sun's right over me. There's no shadow. I sent my buddy 500 miles away. I actually had him count the number of steps, so I knew it was 500 miles away. Yeah. And then somehow we communicated with a cup and a string, probably, and we could find out at the same time, you know, the sun rays come in parallel, right? That's what they tell you. They want you to say the sun rays coming in parallel. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen sun rays coming in parallel? No one ever has, ever. Okay. No. So, and people say, well, that's just refraction. Well, it's refraction. They're not coming in parallel. If they're refracting, that doesn't matter. So he did some perfectly good algebra, calculus or whatever, spherical geometry, and figured out the size of the ball. Carl Sagan from the show Cosmos, just drilled it into everyone's head that he got it within 2% of what we know it is today. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Within 2%. That was 2,000 years ago. Problem is, on a flat earth model, Here's Eratosthenes. Here's his buddy, small local sun. Get the exact same results. You can do the same math and figure out the sphericity of this flat plane. We don't live on a math equation with false variables. We live on a flat plane, period. We don't live on a spinning globe. What is this flat plane? Who built it? How did it get here? Why is it here? What is our job here? Those are things we can discuss until the cows come home. But it's clearly not a spinning ball flying through an infinite space vacuum, which defies every law of thermodynamics and every sensibility you have. They've convinced you by going to school, memorize and regurgitate, you get an A. You're good. Yeah. You're really good at it. We're going to make you a teacher to teach the kids to do the same memorization and regurgitation.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's all Rockefeller textbook nonsense. This is the stuff they want you to know. This is stuff that makes you a good little slave. They never abolished slavery. They just spread it to everywhere, and they put us in a prison that we can't see, and it's a prison for our mind, which is the globe. So, if they agree, so think about this. Eratosthenes, mathematician, 2,000 years ago, figured it out. Pretty famous. He figured out the shape and size of the earth. All the other mathematicians that came out of that area and across the world never mentioned him once in any of their books, ever.
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't show up until the mid 1900s in textbooks, where he was inserted in by the Rockefellers. Okay. So it's a made up story of nonsense, complete and total nonsense. So when did it happen? Well, this happened less than 100 years ago. What? Less than 100 years ago. In the 1920s and 30s, it was taught across the earth. Everyone knew. I met this 102-year-old woman, Ruth, and I was interviewing her about the World's Fairs, which is a whole nother rabbit hole. Yeah. And she was telling me about her 5th birthday, and I was like, where did you go to school? And she told me the school teacher, kids in the class, the street it was on. And I said, what did they teach you about the earth? That's all I said. And she goes, they taught me the earth was flat, but then they changed it. We found newspaper articles from the New York Journal, that's now the New York Times, talking about teachers being persecuted for teaching heliocentrism. That's your model, the globe, okay? This is a new deception. You know how we say everyone's like, we're just getting smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. Do you know the documentary Idiocracy? Yeah. Yeah, it's a documentary. We're one step away from that right now. I think we're maybe, if I had to put a timeline on it, a month away. We're a month away from being completely there. And from a month from now, I hope you go, remember when Dave said that? Holy crap.
Mark the day.
What the hell? So there was an advanced civilization here in the 1800s. Yeah. 1800. It's amazing. And once you start looking into that, you'll go like, wow, all of our histories lie. So getting into why the lie, we'll might as well nail that right now, is there. Well, first, beyond Antarctica, we don't know what's there because no one's allowed to go beyond 60 degrees south. It's off limits except for some guided tours and whatnot.
Those exclusive to the the knowledge of going there.
Yeah. So you can't go there. The Antarctic Treaty went into place in 1959, even after Admiral Byrd flew out there and said, there's land bigger than the United States filled with resources, unclaimed. No human has ever seen it. And everyone's like, oh no one can go there. We have to protect the penguins, right? Yeah. We can't disturb their migratory path. What? They're burning down the Amazon, but we can't disturb the penguins. Yep. By just flying over it. That's ridiculous. Okay. But people just buy this stuff up and they just like, well, there's too many people on it. It's a lie. They can't even keep a blowjob a secret. That is all mind control. That's all just complete and total nonsense. And every story that comes out of the White House, they want you to know that. So where's it going? My thread. What was the question?
Why the lie?
Oh yeah, why the lie? So what's beyond Antarctica? What's beyond 60 degrees south? And the answer is, 60 degrees south is here. They'll take you can go to a guided tour right here to this little peninsula, which is bigger than some countries. Yeah, they'll show you ice. They'll show you penguins. They'll show you a ceremonial South Pole. But this is like 1,000 miles here. What's out here? Yeah, we don't know. Maybe there's more land, extra territory, extra terra. Maybe if you lived out there in the outer space, you'd be considered an extraterrestrial from outer space. Yep. Why are all the big telescopes pointing south away from the center of the earth? Yeah. Okay. So why the lie? Well, it's a big question, and maybe they're hiding free energy, hiding the creator, hiding your spirituality, hiding more land, hiding resources, hiding scientific knowledge. What's in Antarctica? Hiding that you are at the center of of the universe, and that you are special. They don't want us to know that we are free human beings. And there's unlimited resources, unlimited water, unlimited health, unlimited air, unlimited food, unlimited free energy. They don't want us to know that because they have us with their BS energy system. They have us believing, that, food comes from the supermarkets. If you had 10 by 10 square foot of land that gets sun, you have enough food for your entire neighborhood. Okay. We live in this magical world where you can stick a 50-year-old seed into the soil, water will fall from the sky, and food will grow out of it. I have we live in a townhouse, so we don't have we don't have a garden, but on our deck I have a pot about this big, and with tomatoes growing out of it. More tomatoes and stems than that came out of it. If I compacted them all together, it's bigger than the pot was. Where did they come from? Okay,
exactly.
And the dirt is still there. The soil's still there. Okay, this world is not what you think it is. The only control the mind control, govern is control, meant is the mind. The only control they have over you is in your imagination, right? Because if everybody watched this video tonight, everyone in the world watched it, right? 7 billion views. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, Dave's got a point. Screw the government. We're done with them. Boom, they're gone. That fast. Instantly gone. Done. Finished. Right. And it's just the control that you allow them to have. And that's how they also control us with money. Money is fake. Money is nothing other than a belief system. If you thought money was worthless, how much could I give you for you to sell me something valuable to you? And the answer is none. You won't do it because you don't find any value in it. It's just that everyone has the belief in this money system. So why does flat earth matter? Because everyone, with all the nonsense going on in the world right now, it's because they're spinning out of control. They're lost in space. They don't know who they are. And they're listening to mind control. They're watching the TV and they're being hypnotized. Oh my God, this is coming out. It's coming after me. I'm going to die. And, and people are living in fear. When you live in fear, you don't take advantage of who you really are and the true power that you have. Everything you have in your life is because of the way you think. Yeah. If you're watching the TV every day, they're controlling the way you think. The vision programming.
Well, that's why I don't watch TV anymore. A lot of the information I get is just stuff that I specifically seek out to see what I can find. Because, like I said, you can't turn on the news and sit there and be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because, for the average person,
Yeah. I occasionally say, I'm going to watch the news for 5 or 10 minutes. I don't make it 5 minutes. I'm like, wow, that was a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrible. It's just, and I used to watch it all the time. You used to always have it on in the background in the house. Yeah. It's just like, that's what they taught us. And it's horrible. It makes you sick. I believe the news gives you cancer. Watch the news, see if you get cancer.
Let me tell you right now, you would start developing with all the negativity that comes through the TV because, I remember you used to get informative news, and now you just get just the propaganda bullshit just for whatever the channel is politically charged with, and it's just like, that's not what I want. I want fair, biased news like it used to be.
And the whole left, right, Fox, CNN, left wing, right. No. Two hands, same monster. Okay? Exactly. It's all a show. You know who said the world is a stage? The whole world is a stage? Shakespeare, right?
Yep.
Okay. Shakespeare never existed. The world is such a stage that the guy that we know that quoted that was not. It's a group of writers that created this Shakespeare thing. Nonsense.
That's nonsense. Crazy.
It's all nonsense. Here's the thing. Everything can't be a lie, Dave. Yeah, it can.
Oh, it can. It definitely can. The world's proved it.
People say, Dave, tell me something that's not a conspiracy. And I was like, well, Sully landed that plane on the Hudson River. That's not real. It's not real. It wasn't real. It was a psyop. Why would they do that? There was a series a few years ago. There was a lot of these fake plane crashes that were going on all over the world. I'm like, why are they doing that?
All of a sudden,
but they're all fake. Right. Yeah. And then maybe it's because they don't want us flying anymore. Looks like that's happening right now. Maybe that was part of the psychological, separating people from flying. And then now they're shutting it down. I think that, 90% of the world airports are going to close soon.
I
So
wouldn't doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this, supposedly Delta variant that's coming out right now. That's supposed to be even
is that by
stronger.
Nissan? I heard the Nissan was releasing the Delta variant, and it
The
keeps you
Delta
6 feet
variant,
from all other cars. Yeah,
all other cars. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's got those specialized airbags in there.
Yeah, yeah. Just careful what you say here, because I don't want your YouTube channel getting taken down.
It's fine, man.
Yeah.
If you haven't let me down for the shit that I've said already,
Well,
is what it
we're
is.
just talking code, because I'm gonna end up putting it on my interviews channel eventually, and I don't want to. I don't want to. Listen, we're playing in their stupid field, but we have to play there because the sleeping people are there. And for those of you that this is brand new to you, you're a sleeping person. It's okay. I was sleeping. I was ignorant to all of this. And when people pointed it out to me, I'm like, no. You're crazy. And I banned them from our social media. I wouldn't even watch. Dave, just watch this 1 minute video. And I'm like, no, get the hell out of here. Banned, blocked, done. And then I was forced to watch, and I went in trying, not like you. You're like, hey, Dave, tell me more. I'm interested. I was like, screw you. I'm going to prove the globe and make you look like an asshole. And that's how you become a flat earther. Okay. That's how you become a flat earther. Yeah.
I'm open to almost all ideas. Like I said,
here, I got an idea you're not open to. Ready?
What's that?
We live once upon a time, there was nothing. It exploded and turned into everything. And then all of the rocky bits turned into spinning balls and sucked in a little bit of air. And then all of the gases turned into bigger balls and burst into flames, and they left a vacuum in between it. So now we have spinning gas balls and rocky balls in a vacuum. And the gravity that holds them all together is magical, because the sun's gravity only holds the planets, but the planets' gravities hold the moons, and the sun ignores the moons. And then lightning struck, and Ponscom turned into a human being that has eyes that can see in color. Are you open to that idea?
Let me tell you right now.
Okay.
I'm a big proponent of, I wasn't there.
Are you open to that idiocracy, that asinine concept? You can't be open to it. You can't.
Well, like I said, hey, I will hear theories. Doesn't mean I got to believe theories. But what it is like, I understand what they're saying. I don't see evidence or how it can be. Just like how they say a higher being created us. Well, guess what? The Big Bang created us. Well, guess what? There's two theories, but which one is right?
So
I wasn't there, so I just
would you believe? I'm going to tell you something less spectacular than the Big Bang and the creation of Earth. A tornado goes through the junkyard in New York City. And not only does it build a brand new MacBook Pro, it puts it in the beautiful box and gift wraps it for you, because that would be less spectacular than where we live. I was a atheist, I guess, and I didn't believe in God or anything. I believed in we evolved from Ponscom, and then I discovered that the Earth is intelligently designed. Fuck, it's intelligently designed. That means there's a creator. Okay, now here's the thing. A lot of people go, well, flat Earth is a Christian thing. Well, there's a lot of get 50 people together and tell me there's no flat earthers there. Okay, there's no Christians there. There's Christians everywhere. There's Muslims everywhere. There's people. Our job here, see, I believe this is that we chose to be here, and we have our soul is here, and our souls live in families, and our main soul in our body is a spark of God. You know, souls are the, I don't know the words for it, the light of God, a spark of God, and we're here to expand the mind of the Creator. Okay, God, the Creator, whatever name you want to put on it. And that's what we're doing. And when you're separated from your soul, because your amnesic mind can't hear your soul because it's listening to the friggin' news. Okay. You get depressed. You get out of sorts. Things don't work out for you. And you can't hear the voice of your soul. So that's why they want you watching the TV. They want you watching movies. They want you busy at work. They want you, hey, get a job so you can buy a house, and then buy a car so you can drive to that job, so you can drive home, so you can sleep in your house, so you can go back to work, so you can save enough money. So when you retire, if you're lucky, you can enjoy the money when you're too old to enjoy it. Okay. That's not life. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
That's not at all.
Yeah. And the whole thing, they're hiding free energy. They're hiding more land. They're hiding the Creator. They're hiding who you are. So why does it matter? Well, the shape doesn't matter at all. It's the lie that matters. Okay. And people that can't see that are literally suffering from Stockholm syndrome in the worst cases ever. So That's what's going on. Let's go. Have you looked into plane routes at all? Emergency landings?
I was gonna talk about it, but you kind of covered it at the beginning. But let's actually talk about it because, like, with some of the plane routes, and this is just the argument that I've seen on both sides, where it's a straight line that goes across. But a lot of the stuff that I see is because it's round, it's gotta. So they make it look like it's looping around, so it almost looks like a straight line. But I'm like, well, I don't know how that works.
Cool story, bro. All right. So let me show you. So from Santiago, Chile,
yeah,
right? Santiago, Chile to Australia, you should be able to just cut right across. That's the quickest route. That's it.
Yeah.
But we can't disturb the penguins. So we go around. Just go around. There's islands out here. They need to land. You got Easter Island. You got the Falklands. You got, all sorts of places to land if there's an emergency. There's greater stretches of ocean, like going out to Hawaii or whatever. So this is the plane route. They go all the way over the equator to the north, across and down. And to go to Western Australia, check this out. They go, remember this route, all the way up, all the way over to China and Singapore and down. Now, a straight line right here, right across the bottom, is the way to go. Stay at this latitude and just cut across. It's the shortest path.
Yeah.
But the reason they don't go that way is because, let me get out of the way. It's here, the route I was telling you, all the way up across China, Singapore, Western Australia, straight line. FAA manuals, FBI documents, CIA documents, all disclosed stuff. They say NASA documents, not that I believe anything NASA says, is the world. They treat the world, all their modeling, with a flat, non-rotating plane. Does that sound like a spinning ball in a vacuum? No,
it does not sound like a spinning ball in a vacuum.
So here's the thing. NASA's in charge of radar. NASA's in charge of flight routes. NASA's in charge of GPS. The liars at NASA, and we're going to expose them even some more.
Okay.
So what, so sometimes though, on an airplane, there's an emergency. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an emergency and the plane needs to land quickly. So they radio in and they say, we got an emergency. There was an emergency from here, from Taiwan to LA, and they were right about here. Where would you land?
I guess Hawaii, right?
Right. Well, Hawaii, we don't have any room in our hospitals. Where are you going to land now?
I don't know where you landed in the middle of the ocean.
Maybe you just keep going, right? You just go. But instead, they went twice the distance. I don't, however, 1,000+ miles, maybe a couple thousand miles out of the way to Alaska.
Yeah.
Why the hell would they do that? And the answer is because this is the real flight route. Taiwan, emergency, Alaska. Hawaii's all the way out here. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And there's been 16, actually 17. There's 16 emergency landings that have been documented. Every single one of them, they show the flight routes, they show you the Great Circle route, they show you all this nonsense. Yeah. And then they show you where it landed. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why'd they go to Moscow? And then all you do is on the flat Earth map, you take the origin and the destination, you draw a straight line, and they always land right on that friggin' line. Why is that? Okay. Flying over a ball is ridiculous. It can't happen.
Yeah.
So people say, well, what about I leave California and I head west? If I keep going west, I'll end up right back in California. That is a fact. But you have to understand what west is. West is a circle. On the flat Earth, we have the magnetic center. Many of us believe there's a magnetic mountain there called Mount Meru, but maybe it's just a magnetic force. Who knows? Yeah. And so this compass is pointing towards the mountain. West is right here on the compass. Which as I try to push that, I have to keep turning.
Okay.
I have to keep turning, right? The same for east. Yeah. East, right? I have to keep turning to maintain. So if I go 90 degrees east, I make a circle. Now, this does not prove the Earth is flat because it works the same on a globe.
Yeah.
Right? Now, hold on.
Okay.
If I dead reckon west and I don't correct to the north, look, I'm not correcting. Look what's happening. I'm heading south already.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm heading south.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
Every direction away from the center is south. Every straight line is south.
Yeah.
What? Even if I'm going north? Well, yeah, you start out going north, but as soon as you pass the North Pole, you're going south.
Yeah.
If I go south, I don't magically pop up on the other side. If I go
Yeah.
south, like I would on a ball,
Yeah.
I should show up over here. I went to Santiago, I should pop up over here, but you just keep on going.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy. It's exactly
No,
what it is.
no, I know what you mean. And when I mean crazy, I mean that's like
I know it's
like,
crazy. I know it's crazy.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Listen, you're whether you want to believe it or not, you're 100% flat earther. I'll just tell your audience that right now. But you don't, so imagine this. So here's the ball, and let's put little we're going to tape little pieces of yarn on the equator, right?
Okay.
Little 2-inch, 3-inch pieces of yarn, and I spin the globe. What's going to happen to those yarns? They're all going to stick out like that, right? What about if I put a piece of yarn up here? Which direction is it going to go? It's going to stick out the same direction as the ones on the equator did.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not going to point it. The ones on the equator are perpendicular to the ground. They're going to spin out. That force is going to make them 90 degrees, 90, 90, right? But out here, it's not going to be 90 degrees. It's going to stick out. It's going to stick out it's going to stick out, right? It's going to stick. Let's see if I can do my finger. It's going to stick out like that at an angle, right? It's going to stick out at an angle. Like here, it's sticking straight out.
Yeah.
And here, it's going to stick out, right?
Yeah.
I was careful not to pick her nose. Okay. So if you're standing up here, shouldn't you kind of feel a little force tipping you over?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, maybe a couple pounds. Yeah,
just enough, or maybe
just enough to make the water tilt.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Check this out. Neil deGrasse Tyson says he's the high priest of scientism. He says that at the equator, because of the centrifugal force of the Earth, the water bulges 14 miles high.
Yeah,
14 miles high. 14 miles high. Okay. He goes, but from space, it's at 14 miles on a world so big, you can't notice that with your naked eye. I'll give him that. That's probably true if we lived on a spinning ball. Yeah. Right. 14 miles high. So if you're in an airplane flying from Alaska to Santiago, Chile, let's say, so you're going to fly down over the equator.
Yeah.
At what point, and when you fly around 5, 6, 7 miles high.
Yeah.
At what point are you going to fly? You're going to climb another 10 miles higher, triple your height.
Yeah.
Just to skim over a hump of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the globe Earth is the dumbest thing ever. By far. Look at, you know what? I'm going to get that into the Guinness Book of World Records. Dumbest thing ever. Globe. Okay.
There it is.
It is. And anyone that has a globe in their house that hasn't peeled off the labels, pick it up and look at the bottom. And there's a sticker that says not for educational purposes, for decorative purposes only. The reason for that is because we don't live there. We don't live there at all, whatsoever. And one of the flight routes, if you think about it, if I can find it, going from why are we doing that here? We look at this is Amelia Earhart. This is her route. She basically this is east, kind of east, all the way around. She just went around the world. She went around the lake and said she went around a ball because she didn't know any better. I don't believe she was in on it. She just went east. Yeah. Never thought about what east really was. So that's interesting. Billions of people have gone east and west. Zero have gone south.
North and south. Yeah.
Why is that? Well, Antarctica's off limits, and So here's FlightAware says, well, this is the route that they take. This would be the shortest route. Now, this is a curved line. I'm showing you, that doesn't look curved, but when I go like that, it is curved. So why would they need to take this sideways curve?
Yeah.
This is the route that they go. They go up, they go all the way up here, a couple stops here, over here, and then over, or here, Europe, and then Singapore, and then Perth. Why don't they just cut across and magically pop up over here? This is the route. Okay. They lie. We've tracked them, and we've had people take the Santiago to Australia flight, and we had them do compass readings, and the compass readings didn't match up with the globe, but they matched up perfectly with the flat Earth.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wanted to go back to that magnetic mountain you're talking about. I've never ever heard of that.
So again, North Pole's off limits,
Yeah.
We all saw the documentary of the National Geographic guys that went to the North Pole with their dogs. They're running out of food. They're freezing to death. Yeah, that was just to make you say, "Oh, I don't want to go there." I believe that the North Pole is a paradise. There's something there that they don't want us to see. No planes fly over it. And so, just ancient cultures talk about Mount Meru.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because when you go out to Antarctica out here, your compass stops working. You know why?
Why is it?
Well, it should point right to the South Pole because get a bipolar magnet with a more north and a south, and the compass will point to both sides. So why doesn't the compass point to the North Pole? To the South Pole. And it is because there is no South Pole. There's a magnetic north.
Yeah.
And all compasses get there. But when you're far away, it's not strong enough. The compass doesn't work there. GPS there's no GPS in Antarctica.
Yeah.
So I was going to say something, but I forgot it, but it'll come back. So that's what's going on with how magnets work.
Okay.
And
then,
then,
like I said, I never heard of that term before, so it just caught my interest because I was like, I look into quite a bit of things.
I think it's the Vedic cosmology. I'm not sure, but there's a lot. Just look up Mount Meru, and
I'm definitely going to be looking that up later.
Yeah. But, so let me show you. Have you seen my app?
No, I knew you had one, but I didn't have a chance to go to it yet.
Let me show you what it is and why I have it. And people are like, oh, here it is. He's pitching his $3 app. Just so people know, I had my own super successful commercial solar power development company making more money than I ever thought I could make. Had what I called the American dream. Yeah, I was happy. And then I walked away from it all because I realized it doesn't matter how much money we have. If people let our freedoms go, which is happening right now in front of our faces, if people let this great reset happen, nothing's going to matter. So I'm waking people up to flat earth because all the people that have woken up to flat earth have just said, no, I'm out of your mental mind control matrix. I could wake them up to all these other conspiracies, the New York one, the Boston one, the Connecticut one, and they just go right back to sleep. But this one, when you see it, somehow it unlocks your brain. You know what it does? It unlocks your soul. Your soul goes, finally, you see it, right? Yeah. And then you can start hearing, information come in. All right. So, and then if you Google flat earth, might as well just remain a glober for the rest of your life because they're going to feed you on YouTube and just Google. They're going to feed you all of the propaganda. They're going to feed you Bill Nye, the lying guy with the bow tie. They're going to feed you, Vsauce, and Professor Dave, not Professor Dave, actor Dave with a bunch of fallacious straw man arguments. And all of that is taken apart in the app. But here's the app real quick. It shows you that the sky is a perfect clock. The sun is the hour hand, but right now they're lying to us about the time. That's why the sun is not pinned to the hour hand because they're telling you it's an hour later than it is. That's the dumb. That's also very dumb. Not the dumbest thing in the world, but it's part of it. So I speed it up. You'll see that it starts catching up to the moon. And this is how our moon phases and the position of the moon are. So the moon keeps track of the weeks and the months. Interesting. And it laps at every 28 days. There used to be 13 moons of 28 days. That's interesting, but they hijacked that also. If I turn on the stars, you'll see that the sun is, where am I? The sun is just coming through Cancer and it's moving into Leo. It's because the stars are spinning just slightly faster than the sun. They lap the sun not every 28 days. They lap it once every 365 days. Okay. So that's how the sun is in the zodiac. The seasons are also only explainable on a flat earth. Yeah. The inner yellow line is the Tropic of Cancer. The outer yellow line is the Tropic of Capricorn. And if you look right now, the sun is kind of heading towards the middle line, which is the equator. It migrates out, gets out here, December 21st, and then migrates back in to June 21st. That's when we have our summer. Imagine if you and I were outside, super freezing cold, right? We're sitting outside, we're 20 feet apart, and somebody's holding a giant heat lamp, I don't know, 10 feet above your head. Yeah. And you can feel that heat. It's directly above you. That's your summer sun. I look over at that light, and I'm like, I can see the light. It's just lower in the sky for me, and I'm cold. I can barely feel the heat. right?
Yeah.
That's because I'm in my winter. But then if you migrate it over to me, it's now my summer. It's your winter. It's higher in my sky. It's lower in your sky. And that's exactly how this works. It's hot in Miami in June and July because the sun goes right over it. So I'll turn it on.
Okay.
And the sun goes very close to Miami. I'm up here, a little more temperate, a little farther away from the sun. Australia is having their winter right now, but the sun is coming back. If I jump forward to December, it now, I went a little past December. So that's their summer.
Okay.
Because it's high and over them, close to them, and it's far away from us. So the inner north has its summer when the sun is closer to us, and the outer south has the summer when it's closer to them. If you're in the Arctic in the center, what does the sun do? It's arcing around you. See it arcing around you?
Yeah.
But if I'm out here in the outer south in the Antarctic, what's the sun doing? It's not arcing around me. You might say it's antarcing away from me.
Man.
Right? So real quick, and then I'll get out of the app. Every day this is the challenge for the 2 Bitcoins. Every day there's a new video that shows up down the bottom left. Just tap that thumbnail. Up comes the video. I say, watch the video every day for 2 weeks. And at the end of that 2 weeks, you will have less friends and family members that like you because you'll be a flat earther. But if you're not, you click if you still believe you have a proof, click this, the question mark button, and up comes a playlist of videos that Google doesn't want you to see. Hey, what about eclipses, Dave? What about gravity? What about circumnavigation, which we went over? What about ships over the horizon? If I click ships over the horizon, up comes a playlist. Hit open YouTube. Up comes a playlist of videos that YouTube will not serve you. These ones will show you what you're not understanding, what you never even knew. And then it's a wealth of resources. And then real quick, if you hit the web button, tons of other stuff. Bottom right, mud floods, Tartaria. That's about our hidden history. This interview will be right here under interviews.
Nice.
We got a 24/7 channel, just like it's like CNN 24/7, but better because it's got real stuff that's good for you rather than stuff that gives you cancer.
Well, while we still have the app, is there any reason for daylight savings time and why they implement that into us? Because I know.
So imagine if you you live in a cold region and you had a quilt and it was just a little short because your feet stuck out. So if you cut off the top foot of the quilt and sew it onto the bottom, your feet will be warmer.
Yeah.
That's how stupid it is. Okay. They tell us it's because, the farmers, this and that. Get up an hour earlier or get up an hour later. Okay. That's all it is. It's because we are part of this earth system. Here's a book, by the way. I highly recommend. The book is free online, PDF, but I recommend the coffee table book. Throw it down. It's an amazing book. You can, it's just a book that will blow you away. And, amazing stuff. And if you miss any of the featured videos, just hit video archive right here and up comes all of the videos organized by month for the last 2.5 years. And it'll blow you away. One other thing. If I hit the images button, up comes all of these images. Like you're talking to somebody, we went to the moon. Oh, did we? In this? Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Look at this. You've looked at this, right?
Yeah. No, I've seen this many a times.
Yeah. So, people just don't want to believe things, but it's not about believing. It's about knowing. So we have all different types of stuff. I got airplane routes on here. Yeah. There's one video one image I wanted to show if I have it on here. Maybe I don't have it on here. It basically shows, people say, well, why can't you just go to Antarctica? It's too big, on the flat earth. There's no way that they could do it. Here is a Japanese map showing all these extra continents outside of Antarctica.
Yeah.
What's that about? Right.
That's weird. What's the date on that?
It says it's 10 centuries old. It was printed in the Hawaiian Gazette.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So all sorts of amazing stuff like that. But there was one image, I guess maybe I didn't load it on here. I can load stuff on here. Anyone that has the images, like if you are a Flat Earth app user and you're like, I wish they had that image on there, send it to me, info@theflatearthpodcast.com. And if it's a good one, I'll just instantly load it and it shows up on everyone's thing magically, instantaneously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So again, do you believe in photos of Earth? Which one do you like the best? I like the one on the upper right. It's very colorful.
Well, the one I'm used to is that 1975. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's always weird how the pictures just always look so like animated, but they're supposed to be like, this is the highest def cameras, but yet we got fuzzy, glitchy photos in those space videos.
Right. And then if you look at if you actually look at this is the picture that they claim. This is from NASA's website. We pulled the picture off, put it into Photoshop, cranked up the levels, and watch what happens. Okay. Watch what happens. We crank up the levels. They didn't expect us to have Photoshop. Oh, look, there's a box around it. Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't even know how to make a PNG and drop it in when they made this photo.
Yeah.
Okay. Unbelievable. It's just nonstop nonsense. The app, by the way, is called the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Make sure on Google Play, there's already a Flat Earth Society one by the Ron Media Group. They stole my name. They stole some of the graphics. Don't send me an email telling me my app sucks because it doesn't. My app is the highest rated app in both stores. You need Android 8.0 or higher. And on iOS, you need an iPad or an iPhone 6 or better.
Yeah.
And
I'll put all the links in the notes too.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, you know what I'm saying? You can easily just be able to just click and go.
And it's the greatest resource. One-time charge, $3. Now, quickly, there is a pop-up that says, would you like to subscribe? People ask to have that because they wanted me to develop the app farther, and I have.
Yeah.
And people that click that help support the app and help me add features. But you don't have to do it. And there's no ads. There's no nothing. There's no wait time. It pops up, hit it, it goes away, and it's gone for 24 hours.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. Dave, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing this wealth of knowledge that I've, definitely going to be going down a rabbit hole later today.
Forever. You're done.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at Allison. She's not getting out of that hole. Neither are you.
At all. But let everyone know where they can find you on all social media platforms.
Yeah, all the links are at theflatearthpodcast.com. My podcast is called theflatearthpodcast.com. My Instagram, theflatearthpodcast.com. And my YouTube channel, which is fun, it's also linked in the app, is DITRH. It's just the initials for Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, DITRH, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. And I have all my videos there are like short videos. Almost all of them are under 5 minutes. So if you're looking for, some quick hits, bam.
That's it. And for everyone, though, I'm the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch my shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want to listen to it? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe. I appreciate it. It really helps me out. BlackstoneLabs.com. B to the 4 power checkout. 20% off your entire order. CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. That is CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. No job too big, no job too small. John Anderson, change your body, change your physique, develop what you want, invest in yourself. John Anderson can help you step by step. Use the link in the notes, mention the Angry Dad, and he'll take care of you. Hemp bombs. Get yourself some fucking hemp bombs. Look, hemp bombs will save you. It will help you. Your back, your shoulders, your inflammation, you're hurting. If you got bad knees, well, guess the fuck what? Them bad knees ain't going to hurt so much with CBD at hempbombs.com. Use the link in the notes. It really helps me out. And for those who know, those who see, I have a beautiful beard. My beard is maintained and taken care of by Leviathan Cross. Leviathan Cross is inspired by sleepterrorclothing.com. It smells good, feels good. Get yourself some fucking beard oil. And I'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.
See you.